Kemudian dari sebelah kiri Helena Chop dan dengan baik. Leicester masih menguasai bola. Arsenal mencoba membangun serangan. Saka pada Martinelli. Odegaard menguasai bola. Zinchenko, Jorginho oper kepada Ben White. Ada Bukayo Saka. Bola dioper lagi. Bola dihabisi direbut. Serangan balik dari Leicester City. Dan ini di tengah. Oper ke samping. Cece masih membawa bola. Leicester masih menguasai bola di sisi kanan. Nomor 1-2 berhasil diambil lagi oleh pemain Arsenal. Jorginho. Jorginho bermain menggantikan Thomas Partey yang berada di garis depan. Bagus sekali bola. 1 lawan 1. Alah. Arsenal membangun serangan dari belakang. Bola dioper kepada Jorginho. Dioper kepada Zinchenko. Saka, Jorginho, Ben White. Sebelah kanan ada Saka. Dioper kepada Solskjaer. Zinchenko sisi sebelah kiri. Masih dalam penguasaan bola Arsenal. Angkat bola Odegaard. Ya. Bola kembali lagi dikuasai oleh pemain Arsenal. Sebelum menit pertama, skor masih 0-0. Bola masih banyak dipegang oleh Arsenal. Jorginho menguasai bola. Oper kepada Saka. Zinchenko oper kepada Martinelli. Tendangan dari Leicester City masih berhasil diblok. Arsenal masih menguasai bola. Sepertinya Leicester akan bertahan di pertahanan sendiri. Martinelli masih menguasai bola di sisi kanan. salah oper. Serangan balik Leicester, astaga, di sebelah kanan Leicester membangun serangan, crossing yang sangat berbahaya. Leicester mencoba membangun serangan kembali. Leicester masih menguasai bola dari sisi belakang. Berhasil dicuri, bola di Odegaard. Granit Xhaka menguasai bola, berhasil direbut kembali oleh Arsenal. Leicester City menguasai bola. Lemparan ke dalam untuk Leicester. Lemparan dalam. Lemparan ke dalam untuk Leicester. Bola dikuasai Arsenal. Jorginho, Gabriel masih menguasai bola. Jorginho, Benoit, Bukayo Saka, pelanggaran. Arsenal mencoba membangun serangan dari sisi kiri. Gabriel Martinelli, kepada Zinchenko, Leandro Trossard, Martinelli oper kepada Saka, bola terlalu jauh. Leicester mencoba membangun serangan dari sisi kanan. Lemparan ke dalam Leicester. Berhasil dicuri. Bagus sekali. Pelanggaran untuk Arsenal. Jorginho menguasai bola. Umpan kepada Granit Xhaka. Bukayo Saka kelamaan menguasai bola. Harusnya bisa langsung disuting, tapi terlalu lama menguasai bola. Umpan yang sangat bagus dari Jorginho. Harusnya bisa menjadi peluang bagus untuk Arsenal. sepak pojok untuk Arsenal. Jorginho umpan. Arsenal masih menguasai bola. Bukayo Saka. Shooting. Masih melambung. Arsenal menguasai bola. Total sudah 4 shot yang dilakukan oleh Arsenal. Martinelli, Zinchenko, Martinelli lagi, crossing. Corner kembali untuk Arsenal. Dihadapi oleh Granit Xhaka dan Martin Odegaard. Shooting Trossard masih dapat diblok. Bola dibuang. Pelanggaran di kotak penalti. Menit pertandingan, skor masih 0-0. Arsenal masih menguasai bola. Saka. Saka menguasai bola. Jorginho. William Saliba. Zinchenko. William Saliba. Ben White. Bola dikuasai Martin Odegaard. Masih Odegaard. Gabriel. Zinchenko Gay. Martin Odegaard. Saka. Umpan dari Saka masih terlalu tinggi. Arsenal menekan. Bola dilempar. Zinchenko menguasai bola. Martinelli di sebelah kiri mencoba melewati. Oper kepada Zinchenko. Odegaard, umpan kepada Martinelli. Saka, Rosat, umpan kepada Bukayo Saka dari sebelah kanan. Ben White, crossingnya kurang tertuju. Leicester coba menyerang. Bola dikuasai kembali oleh Arsenal. Membangun serangan dari sisi kanan. Umpan ke sebelah kiri ke Martinelli. Umpan yang sangat bagus di sebelah kiri. Sapu. Cesar masih menguasai bola. Serangannya cukup berbahaya dilakukan oleh Cesar tadi. Pertahanan Arsenal masih dapat bisa menghalau ke dalam. Bukayo Saka, umpan ke sebelah kiri kepada Martinelli. Masih Martinelli. Arsenal masih menguasai bola. Martinelli, Saka, bola disapu aja. Sepak kocak untuk Arsenal. Sepak kocak untuk Arsenal. Bukayo Saka, Trossard masuk. Itu dia gol yang sangat berkelas. Gol yang sangat berkelas. Leandro Trossard berhasil gol yang sangat bagus dari Leandro Trossard. Tendangannya sangat sulit dijangkau oleh kiper. Akhirnya setelah berkali-kali menyerang, ada apa ini? Kok ada VAR? Apakah ada pelanggaran untuk kiper? Saya rasa standar-standar aja. Pelanggaran, gol dibatalin. Skor masih 0-0, gol dianulir oleh wasit. Arsenal beruntung. Skor 0-0 kembali. Leicester mencoba menyerang. Martinelli, William Saliba, Gabriel, Ramsdale menguasai bola. William Saliba menguasai bola. William Saliba menguasai bola. Odegaard, Saliba, Jorginho. Offside kelihatan jelas. Arsenal masih menguasai bola. Trossard, Martinelli di sebelah kanan masih menguasai bola. Martinelli, Jorginho, crossing. Jorginho, Odegaard mencoba wasit melihat apakah jadi pelanggaran di kotak penalti. Bola di pertahanan Leicester. Odegaard pelanggaran untuk Arsenal. Menit skor masih 0-0, tapi Arsenal terus menggempur pertahanan Leicester. Apakah Arsenal bisa mencetak gol di babak pertama? Kita tunggu saja. Saliba kepada Bukayo Saka, Ben White, Saliba oper kepada Gabriel menguasai bola. William Saliba menguasai bola. Ben White, skor masih 0-0. Kita coba intip pertandingan lain di liga Inggris. West Ham masuk 0-0 dengan Nottingham Forest. Everton melawan, skor masih 0-0. Leeds United melawan Southampton 0-0. Kayaknya kompakan ya, semuanya 0-0. Leicester menguasai bola. Iheanacho, Saliba kepada Ben White, Bukayo Saka, menguasai bola. Jorginho, Odegaard, Zinchenko, Martinelli sebelah kanan mencoba menembus pertahanan Leicester. Masih Martinelli oper kepada Jorginho. Serangan balik di Leicester. Oper kepada Iheanacho. Kelamaan bola, tidak jadi berbuah momentum. Serangan dari Leicester sebelah kiri. Kemana Martinelli? Zinchenko membuang bola. Lemparan ke dalam untuk Leicester. Crossing, tidak ada yang menyambut. Arsenal menguasai bola. Antara saya ngantuk sekali. Pelanggaran. Tendangan bebas untuk Leicester dan kartu kuning untuk Gabriel Martinelli. Tendangan bebas untuk Leicester. Offside. Arsenal mencoba menyerang kembali. Sepak pojok untuk Arsenal. Apakah akan berbuah gol? Pertandingan berjalan 40 menit, skor masih 0-0.
It's a real grip on Barnes there from White. Jorginho. Saliba. But we know Saliba is tight to players. He's defending. He's having a fantastic season at the back for Arsenal. Zinchenko. Trossard. Zinchenko. Only finds Dewsbury Hall. This is where Arsenal have looked a bit stretched. But Leicester haven't really been able to take advantage of the opportunities they've had. Aston Villa did it quite well last week. And Manchester City did it very well midweek before that. Good work from Jorginho. Here's Zinchenko. Forced back by the pressure from Des Pratt. That's a good ball to Saka. Ødegaard. Out to Martinelli. Can they find one before half-time here, Arsenal? Martinelli gets that one all wrong as well.
That's a familiar pattern, isn't it? Arsenal working the ball into really good areas, some neat football, and then they get to that final pass, that final piece of the jigsaw. Gets it all wrong.
And Arteta still having a chat with Robert Jones down there. I think we can guess what it's about. So still no goals at the King Power. A place where Leicester have conceded plenty of them in the Premier League this season. But holding out Arsenal as it stands. Here's Martinelli. Saliba. Switch from White. It's pinpoint to Martinelli. Xhaka. Zinchenko. Saliba. Jorginho. Lots of room now for Zinchenko. Plays it back inside to Trossard. He can't find the pass though. This might be awkward. At the back once more, but Saliba read it.
Yeah, Saliba wasn't going to commit there. Really intelligent defending.
Seems like the only way Leicester might find a goal in this game is from those sort of moments.
Yeah. I mean, defensively, Brendan Rodgers will be really encouraged by this Leicester display. They've been really well organised to frustrate Arsenal, but you've got to show a little bit more going forward. Otherwise, you think if the pattern of this game continues, there's only one winner.
Situation at Old Trafford was that they seemed to have the better of things in the first half, only to find themselves a goal down, ultimately losing the game. But Arsenal here. The free kick for Ødegaard. Leicester, everybody back to defend it. Just 2 minutes to be added on here in the first half. So still a bit of time for Arsenal to find one, but Ødegaard couldn't find any of his teammates there. Comfortable in the end. A lot of holding on the edge of the box. Here's Christensen. So Leicester just see this one out till half time. There's no trouble. Saliba. Jorginho. Fired at Saka, really couldn't do much with that. And Christensen, the clearance. Pratt gets that back. This might be Leicester's best move of the first half. And it might come off as well, but Ramsdale was in the right position.
He made a good run, Harvey Barnes there. A bit more quality on the pass. It's a great chance.
Will it be the final chance of this half? Gabriel going to change over the long ball towards Martinelli. And Fast is struggling here, but she did well in the end. Although only gets it as far as Trossard. Last chance perhaps for Arsenal to open the scoring here in the first half. Ødegaard. Jorginho. And that's gone out of play, so that might be that for the first half. It is slightly better performance from Arsenal than last week, though, against Aston Villa. Found themselves 2-1 down in that half. But neither side has found a way through legitimately, because Leandro Trossard did strike an excellent ball into the back of the net, but the potential goal disallowed because Ben White had his arm on Danny Ward's arm. So Arsenal's potential goal chalked off, and neither side has found a way through ultimately. Half time at the King Power. Leicester City 0, Arsenal 0.
Well, once again, Arsenal fans not the best happy with VAR. The decision was sustained holding, apparently, by Ben White on Danny Ward. Well, we'll have a sustained look at that again when we come back. There was no denying the quality in the finish from Trossard, but it was all in vain. Scoreless then. We're back with more in a moment.
aplikasi belanja harian yang mudahnya seujung jari. Kirim lebih cepat, banyak promo, dan gratis ongkir tanpa syarat. Aplikasi belanja harianmu.
Kamu mikirin gak perasaan aku kayak gimana?
Keluar, Hema.
Setelah aku
Keluar, Hema.
Semua mobil itu sama brengsek. Biasanya aja. Aku nih ada masalah sama Griffin.
harus ngerasain akibatnya.
Kamu sering mikir nggak sih kenapa ngebunuh itu tabu? Aku jadi penasaran sih lanjutannya gimana. Dia akan dapat balasan atas segala hal yang dia lakukan kepada kita.
Selamat datang.
Pilihan yang paling kena di hati, yang ceritanya lokal banget, dengan bintang-bintang paling terkenal, hanya di video original series. Pilihan Indonesia karena paling Indonesia. Nonton sekarang.
Open BO apaan sih tuh? Lu mau mulai dari mana? Apalagi 30 juta beda pemain 300.
Mana yang namanya Jaka?
Udah ngapain gak?
Semua mobil itu sama brengsek. Biasanya aja. Aku nih ada masalah sama Griffin.
Harus ngerasain akibatnya.
Welcome back. No goals at half-time at the King Power Stadium. A small amount of controversy, which we'll get into when we analyse the goal that was disallowed. But yeah, it's a funny game, this one, Addy, in that, you know, we talked about how Leicester are a first-half team scoring 23 first-half goals this season, but they were pushed onto the back foot very early on. But Arsenal just seemed to be struggling with the final ball. I mean, there's no problem with the amount of possession. They had loads of it, didn't they?
You just can't turn their dominance in that first half into an opening goal. They're finding players in a situation where supposedly if Nketiah is there as a center forward type of player, maybe they'll get a goal in that first half. But they're finding spaces and momentum and moments and chances. But again, the finishing is just not there because
the final ball wasn't quite there.
Yeah, and they're confused. Who's their target man up top? Because
so you think if they had a focal point, they'd know how to deliver balls into the box, and that's the frustration here, isn't it? Because Trossard has obviously demonstrated he's quite. Martinelli's having a difficult game.
He is.
Because they're finding him, but he's not creating. Right?
Yeah, they're finding him, not creating him. But again, this is a type of situation where it's not comfortable for Martinelli. He's trying to figure out whether he's good enough to play out wide, connecting with Trossard, because Trossard is moving around a lot, and it's starting to get a bit difficult for Martinelli in that first half.
Let's have a look at the highlights and then work our way through what happened. I think for Arsenal fans, it will be a tale of frustration because you know you won't see that many clear-cut chances. As it was, you know, they started off on fire. I mean, there's Odegaard having a swing in the first 40 seconds of the game. But from this point on, you feel that had they scored very early on in the piece, well, the floodgates could have opened up here because they were so dominant. But the longer it went on, the more they got frustrated and a little bit over-intricate sometimes in terms of what they were doing around the area. Bukayo Saka even, I mean, he was played in there, but they closed him down nicely. It came from a mistake really by Christensen, who got caught the wrong side of the ball. And even Saka, who likes to come in on the left foot, hasn't quite got his shots on target yet.
Yeah, and the defending from Leicester City has been okay in that first half, whether it's Fast or Sutar. And
now,
this is a foul.
There we go. Right. In real time, you looked at it and you thought, okay, he hasn't got enough on that one. Brilliant finish from Trossard, by the way.
Excellent finish, but again, the foul was by Ben White on Danny Ward. It was holding, John, and the referee, take a look from VAR.
What's interesting about this, right, is the Arsenal fans that I've seen complaining about this are saying, look, VAR is meant to be there for clear and obvious. Now, our commentary team missed it, but they said somebody working on VAR made a great spot because they saw the consistent holding down there of the right arm of Danny Ward there. You can just see Ben White holding it down, which meant that he didn't have anything he could do other than just flap with the left.
Yeah, just flap with the left.
But the interesting point, and we'll come back to it later, is you know, just whether they're looking for a clear and obvious error that was made on the goal there. Offside at the other end of the pitch. We haven't really seen anything of Leicester in an attacking sense.
Yeah, no, they haven't have a situation where they can potentially score a goal, and this is...
Sorry, let's go back to it. Was this a penalty shot? Sutar, right?
Yeah, tangle of legs there, John, and it was very clumsy from Suta, but I just think that the referee got this one right.
You know, there was a VAR check on that as well. Why do you think it was right?
Yeah, because it's a tangle of legs, it was
just accidentally. Yeah. He seemed to stumble and just go into his back there, right? Okay, I've got it. Okay. Let's have a little look, shall we? Here. And that's Martinelli summing up really a frustrating first 45 for him. Statistically, 74% of the ball, but not a single shot on target.
Wow.
Can you believe that? 7 shots for Arsenal. Leicester, well, not a single shot in that first half, and that is very, very surprising. It tells you a lot about the absence of their key player, Madison, right?
Yeah, it takes a lot of from the attack for Leicester City, the invention, the movement of Madison, whether it's from central or from the left side. So they're missing him, and Harvey Barnes is not showing his potential in this match, and Tete has been quiet as well, and that is credit to both wingbacks for Arsenal, John.
Let's have a look back at that key moment in the first half. I mean, you know, when you don't have a lot of goals in a game, you know, you're focusing on talking points here. The thing about that one that I think frustrated the Arsenal fans is when they see this going, they know that on every goal there's a VAR check.
Yeah, there will be
now,
a VAR.
As far as you're concerned, you think VAR's got this one right?
Spot on for this one, because it was an instruction for the movement of Ward towards the ball, and it was a clear hold by Ben White on Danny Ward's right hand there. It was clear on the replay. But
now,
again,
there are some who'll say that goalkeepers are subjected to that kind of treatment all the time and they should just shrug it off.
More protected by the referee. But this time the referee missed it. VAR made him take a look to the screen, and that is the correct decision for me.
This was the key mark. This was the angle that did it, because then he's looking at that thinking, yeah, I can see... And actually, there was an explanation given by Stockley Park, and they literally used the words sustained holding. I.e., he didn't release him and he held him down.
This one is clear. The right hand of Ben White on Danny Ward, the holding there was quite clear on that replay.
Right, there you go then. Well, you know, they've done it. If it exists and they communicate their decision, then whether you like it or not, at least you know the reasoning behind it. And Craig Pawson there made it quite clear. He explained that it was for that sustained holding there. Okay, fair enough. Fact of the matter is, it just hasn't been a very good game so far. Not as good as we hoped it would be. So we'll come back to that one and why that is the case in just a moment. Let's have a look into the other game. And I've got to say, if you came for goals, you're going to be disappointed. 4 matches being played at the same time, not a single goal scored. I want my money back, Eddie. What's going on here? Let's start off with Everton against
this is a
Aston
great
Villa
chance,
here.
Yeah, a great chance for Aston Villa, but again, Pickford in the right place there to make that save. But Everton, good value in this first half. It's a shame they didn't score a single goal. Mopai has been trying very hard, John.
Yeah, that one just clipped the top, skimmed the top of the crossbar there from Onana. And that was as close as they came. Meanwhile, Leeds against Southampton. Gnonto's been lively once again down the left-hand side. He's been probably at the heart of most of their good work. Aronson firing. Sorry, that was Aronson had another attempt later on in the game over the top. As for Southampton, you know, you get the sense that they're here really to be organised and to just stay in the game, yeah?
Organised, stay in the game and try to steal a moment. And this was close on Wachu with a long-range effort there.
Meanwhile, we go to London right now. West Ham against Nottingham Forest. Yep, no surprises. 0-0 in this one as well. That was really would have been a bizarre one. Then ricocheting off Danny Ings, nothing happening there. John Joe Shelby getting a start for Forest today, and chances were few and far between for them. This probably as good as they came, but no major concerns there for Fabianski with that one. So, that would be a big fat nothing. Time, Eddie, can you
big surprise as well, John.
Believe there are no goals.
Big surprise because Leeds United had more than enough to score an opening goal in that match against Southampton. West Ham as well could have scored 3-4 goals, but it's still 0-0 in all of the matches. Unbelievable.
Must do better, guys. We'll have goals for you later, I'm sure we will. Let's just remind you what we got coming along, because this is obviously a very busy day and we've only just got up and running. Or I should say a very, very busy night, because we've got a trip to Bournemouth coming up later on. Bournemouth are taking on Manchester City, and then after that we will be heading to Selhurst Park for Crystal Palace against Liverpool. So we've got plenty of action still to come tonight, but 45 minutes from 4 grounds that hopefully will produce at least 1 goal somewhere. We'll come back a little bit ahead of the second half at Leicester and get some more thoughts from Addy on what might have to change for either of the sides. At the moment though, it's Leicester City 0, Arsenal 0. Back in a moment.
Kamu sering mikir gak sih kenapa ngebunuh itu tabu? Aku jadi penasaran sih lanjutannya gimana.
Selamat datang.
Pilihan yang paling kena di hati, yang ceritanya lokal banget. Bintang-bintang paling terkenal, hanya di video original series. Pilihan Indonesia karena paling Indonesia. Nonton sekarang.
Dia akan dapat balasan atas segala hal yang dia lakukan kepada kita.
Kamu mikirin gak perasaan aku kayak gimana?
Keluar, Hema.
Setelah aku
Keluar, Hema!
Open BO apaan sih tuh? Lu mau mulai dari mana?
Orangnya 30 juta, beda pemain 300.
Mana yang namanya Jaka?
Udah ngapain? Semua Griffin tuh sama brengsek. Dia ngomong biasanya aja. Aku yang nyari masalah sama Griffin
harus ngerasain akibatnya.
Kamu sering mikir gak sih kenapa ngebunuh itu tabu? Aku jadi penasaran sih lanjutannya gimana.
Selamat datang.
Pilihan yang paling kena di hati, yang ceritanya lokal banget. Bintang-bintang paling terkenal, hanya di video original series. Pilihan Indonesia karena paling Indonesia. Nonton sekarang.
Welcome back to the Gimpow Stadium, where it's scoreless. Ben White's most significant contribution in the first half was to commit a foul on Danny Ward that led to a splendid Trossard goal being disallowed. Otherwise, he has done pretty much what Ben White does. And it's notable, really, how far forward he's been, Andy, because Arsenal were very dominant possession-wise, territorially, but they didn't have anything to show for it. Captain for the day, Alexander Zinchenko, and his side about to take the field once again. Arteta's been patient, most notably last weekend at Aston Villa. No great need for him to change, and his subs were good last week, weren't they?
Yeah, and if needed so, they can call upon Eddie Nketiah from the bench. He can make a lot of difference playing in that centre forward role. Arsenal have been getting in the right positions, but nobody is at the end of the chances that they created in that first half. And again, the talking point was that Saka contact with Suta, and again, that controversial goal with Trossard being chopped off.
Yeah.
But Garnacho's goal as well was called off because of offside.
You see the assistant in the background there just having a quick knock on the Leicester City dressing room door there. Come on, boys, let's get you out there. They're not in a great hurry. They've played a delaying game so far. They've frustrated Arsenal. They've managed to keep this Gunners side scoreless in the first half, which doesn't happen very often. They tend to be a side that starts games very quickly. Trossard, of course, will be reflecting on his bad luck because it was a splendid finish. Of course, we'll keep you updated on what happens in the other matches at Everton, at West Ham, and of course at Leeds as well. But if you're just joining us, no goals there either. And our focus right now is on the King Power Stadium. Let's hand you back to commentary from Leicester.
Here really to extend their lead at the top of the table. And here come the home side, whose rear guard held out in that first half. Can they offer a bit more up front in the second half? They haven't been short of goals in recent months. And Garnacho, who did put the ball in the net in the first half, but was clearly offside. No arguments about that one. Brendan Rodgers would have been pleased with the fact his side kept Arsenal out at least. So no goals in that first half. No changes from either side. Second half underway. Two questions: how much did a disallowed goal? How much has it affected Arsenal since that goal was disallowed? And can Leicester offer a bit more in attack in this second half? Do they want to?
Not from Arsenal's point of view, they've just got to forget about it, haven't they? Keep on pressing. try and make the right decisions in that final third, which hasn't always been the case. Home or not for Leicester, a point would be a good result, I think, given the position they're in
and the opposition. Gabriel, and that ball out to Trossard. Brilliant ball inside. Martinelli, what a start to the second half for Arsenal. And has it come at a cost? A problem here for Martinelli. A huge roar from the Arsenal fans, but a problem here for the goal scorer.
Well, he's tucked it away superbly. In the first half, he rushed things a little bit. I'm wondering if it's just an impact injury. I think it was indeed he came and maybe stamped on his knee after he'd got his shot away. If that's the case, you would hope it's not too serious.
Well, he's had his injury issues in the past. Arsenal do have the advantage though, but is Martinelli going to be okay?
Well, he had a little bit of time to think about it. It's a really clean finish from Martinelli. What a start to the second half for the Gunners. Makes up some ground, doesn't he, Martinelli, and then just calms himself for the connection and gets a stamp on the knee for his troubles, but he'll take that. Yeah, unintentional one, I think, from Ndidi.
Well, Martinelli scoring in back-to-back games, and with the opener here, after a quiet first half, delight for Arteta initially, but concern here for his young talent, who's sat up at the very least.
Yeah, it's whether it twists it as well, isn't it? When I first saw him on the deck, you're thinking all sorts of things. If he's just fallen awkwardly and ligaments, but you can see there the studs doing the damage. It's just whether he's twisted that knee in the process of the connection.
Of course, you can't blame Wilfred Ndidi too much. He was trying to cover back. And Martinelli, check if it's okay. And Arsenal will be hoping he's okay, because he's come to life for the start of this second half. Only about 50 seconds into it, and Leicester, after all their good work, you might say defensively in that first half, and Arsenal's maybe lack of threat in front of goal, well, it's all changed at the start of this second.
Yeah, I mean, Leicester would have taken great heart from the way that they kept the Gunners at bay, the way they stuck together as a defensive unit. They've got to show the hand a little bit more now.
Oh, that's a loose pass though to Barnes, cleared away by White. Martinelli back on the pitch. He sprinted back on, actually. He seemed to be moving okay, but now he's just checking that knee once more. And very audible indeed, the Arsenal fans, who would have been frustrated in that first half when Trossard's goal was disallowed. Now Leicester have to come out. Dewsbury Hall looking for Barnes, and White covers that channel.
Interesting to see how much Leicester will open this game up.
Christensen. And White couldn't get that under control. That's going to be a goal kick. But Arsenal actually haven't found themselves in this position too often in recent weeks, having a lead with so much of the game left as well. Only in the game against Brentford did they take a lead, but that was later in the second half, only to be pinned back not that long after.
Well, they don't tend to lose when they go ahead, Arsenal, so that bodes well for them.
haven't in the league this season. Look at that, the first shot on target of the match. If we, of course, as we have to do for stats reasons, not count that Trossard attempt, or indeed the Iheanacho one.
That was a fine finish, no doubt. Still had a fair bit to do, Martinelli.
He seems to be moving okay at the moment, but we'll see. He's been relatively injury-free this season. Trossard hoping to get on the end of that. Leicester, who didn't have much of the ball in the first half, now having to come out and attack Arsenal. Barnes. Oh, that's a lovely ball across. Did Zinchenko do just enough to put off Tete?
They want to get the ball out to this fellow as much as they can. Harvey Barnes, he's a threat. And this is a teasing ball in. Zinchenko just making sure he stays in front of Tete. Does a really good job.
And that replay showed in the crowds gasps of how close Brazilian was to that. Arsenal may have the lead, but a long way to go. Here's White. Saliba as Arteta's name sung by the away end. Here's White. And he'll look towards Martinelli, doesn't quite find him. Castagna, who we know loves to get forward, just hasn't been able to do it in this game. A lot of defending for the Belgian, and a free kick for Arsenal here. Xhaka, the old head in this relatively young side, gets his own charm this time. The Arsenal supporters got a song for every player, Alan.
They're enjoying themselves this season, there's no question. Yeah, you name the player, they've got a little ditty for them.
Free kick taken short, Nerdegaard and Martinelli, and headed hands from him because there were players queuing up in the middle. Suter. Won't get to that though. Jorginho. Groans from the Leicester support. White. Out to Ødegaard. Arsenal with an advantage at the moment, which would increase their lead at the top to 5 points, with Manchester City playing later today. They travel to Bournemouth, to Pep Guardiola's side. Gabriel. White. Here's Saka. Just keeping the ball for now. And now at some point in this game, Leicester will have to have a go at them. But it's Arsenal with their latest attack. Ødegaard, beautiful cushion control. White. Jorginho clips it in. Castagna as far as Xhaka. Zinchenko. Granit Xhaka. Granit Xhaka again, fired it in, might still work out for Arsenal though. Ødegaard, what a pass! What a pass! What a goal from Arsenal, but the flag has gone up. How tight was it? Martinelli.
Yeah, no doubt. The assistant here, I think it was Christensen on this near side, the closest to keeping him on. It's a tight one.
Well, Martinelli's lean may have just done for him here.
Sometimes, once they draw the lines, it surprises you, doesn't it?
That's exactly what's happening at the moment. Michael Salisbury having a look, but Martinelli is indeed offside. So the second goal this afternoon chalked off for Arsenal. On by Barnes. There's Saliba. Picked up by Dewsbury Hall. And Barnes. Iheanacho in the middle. Still Barnes. Plenty of blue shirts getting forward here. And held up long enough, Harvey Barnes. Suter. And too much on that pass. Well, they've had that sort of situation a few times in this game, Leicester. It's looked like they've got the numerical advantage in an attack. Only to see it come to an end quickly.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a conundrum for Brendan Rodgers. At what point does he commit another striker to this lineup, take off a midfielder? Always a dangerous move against an Arsenal team that can get a stranglehold in the middle of the park.
Saka getting in behind Christensen there, but not enough. Christensen booted that ball away, but it's a multiple system. So, Bukayo Saka, sixth corner for Arsenal here. Really have mixed them up this afternoon. And again, Jorginho just free on the edge of the penalty area. Likewise, Trossard. Leicester, pretty much everybody in their own penalty area. It's played short by Arsenal. And here's Saka. And Saka couldn't find Martinelli. Jorginho, Ødegaard. This might find its way through. Ødegaard, Saka, Zinchenko, patient. Zinchenko pushed away by Ward. Martinelli.
Well, Arsenal going for the kill here.
Jorginho, White. Options everywhere here for Arsenal. Zinchenko committing so many to the attack as well, so they won't want to lose it. Zinchenko, he'll look towards Xhaka. Zinchenko looking to get it back. Free kick. Good position here for Arsenal.
It does feel as if the second goal for Arsenal isn't too far away here. Castagna getting dragged in. Trossard protects it well.
It's not a pleasant experience being a right back when you're facing Arsenal this season. Or a left back for that matter, it must be said. So smart in those areas. The table toppers.
Well, it's a great position. Just far enough out to get it up and over the wall and down again.
Whose will it be though? Ødegaard or Martinelli? One who's already found the net today. As we usually say, when the ball's on this side of the penalty area, it favours the right footer. But Ødegaard is that good? Who knows? And Ward waits. Will it be Ødegaard? Will it be Martinelli? It's Ødegaard with a P-roller along the ground. Here is Ødegaard again, put in from Ndidi, and Arsenal still have it. Jorginho. Plenty of pressure from Arsenal. Zinchenko. Martinelli. Gabriel. All held on by Xhaka. That will be another free kick for Arsenal.
And Ndidi getting their touch too late. Leicester desperately need an outlet. Jamie Vardy, the obvious one you turn to. Tielemans as well, somebody that can get him up the pitch with his quality on the ball if they can only get hold of it.
They'll have to get him on the pitch first. That will have to wait because Arsenal have a free kick. Let's see, Ødegaard, what can he produce here? All the big guns forward for the Gunners. In he goes! Oh. And the flag's gone up though. Gabriel with a header. But the assistant did raise the flag straight away.
He's doing well, the assistant on this near side. It really is.
Well, here comes Jamie Vardy, who has such a fantastic record against Arsenal. 11 goals in 15 appearances. His favourite opponent, and Yuri Tielemans, linked to Arsenal so strongly in recent transfer windows. Playing against them now. Tete making way, as has Iheanacho. Vardy, incidentally, hasn't scored in his last 3 meetings with Arsenal. Suter. Vardy will be the man on the shoulder of that Arsenal defence. It's interesting that Iheanacho's gone off, actually.
Well, Tielemans has just dropped into that deep position next to Ndidi. Dewsbury Hall further forward.
Leicester seemingly keeping their shape, just a change in personnel. Touch inside from Barnes, but only to an Arsenal player, Xhaka. And here's Ødegaard, who always pops up in dangerous spaces. Martinelli, whose goal separates the sides. But oh, of course, how Arsenal would love another one. As Manchester City found out last week, one often isn't enough. Saka in a sandwich. It was interesting actually that Mikel Arteta didn't really rush openly to Saka's defence about all the rough treatment he's got. Said he has to expect it in his position, I suppose.
Yeah, when you're that good, you'll attract those kind of challenges. You have to find a way past them. He's more than capable, Saka, of looking after himself.
Pressure. Too much for Saliba to deal with. Barnes. Dewsbury Hall. Christensen. Dewsbury Hall gets away from Jorginho. 3 to aim for. Ball in towards Vardy. And then Jorginho can't find Saka. This is better from Leicester. And then Christensen putting it out of play. But you think Arsenal this season, they have caused themselves a few problems in that sort of area.
Yeah, that's a nice ball in, wasn't it, from Christensen?
Superb defending though from Gabriel. That's lots of moments like that this season. Arsenal being accused of taking their time in the corner, which was a differing point of view last week with Martinez, the Aston Villa goalkeeper. It's good pressure though from Leicester. And from Tielemans. A shot on Saliba.
Yeah, a bit over-enthusiastic there. Zinchenko, I think he's been Arsenal's best player out there. And it's a decent effort, this one.
Open his Arsenal account and his Premier League account, which surprised many people with his equaliser against Aston Villa. Saka looking looking to get on with things here. Ødegaard, good defending actually from Ndidi, and a foul from Saka. A little quieter today, Bukayo Saka.
Yeah, it's been a good tussle up against Christensen, hasn't it? Really good.
Towards Vardy. It's a good header from Saliba. Gabriel looking for Martinelli. This could be a tester for Castagna, because Martinelli is quick. He's got there first. And Ødegaard looking to join him. Trossard. Quick feet, but not quick enough. And then Leicester can't break. And Trossard. And Didi. We'll see if his changes make a difference at the moment. And no attempts on goal at all from Leicester. Even with the opposition, that's quite notable indeed. And Saka, maybe with that foul, Christensen running away, just making sure he doesn't pick up a booking. To get the ball there.
Yeah, it's a decent challenge, that.
At the moment, Arsenal having to counter. That will be a free kick to Arsenal this time. And the last 15 minutes or so feel like they've been broken up by free kicks.
Yeah, it's got quite physical out there.
Do you think this sort of situation suits Arsenal, maybe?
Well, they need a goal. Nketiah about to come on to try and get it.
Ødegaard. Saka. Challenge from Christensen, corner. He felt it should be a goal kick.
I think he feels he's knocked it against the foot of Saka. One of those that's so hard to decide upon.
He just has to focus now though, because corner to defend. The latest of a fair few for Arsenal. Saka's corner. Isn't a bad one at all. Passes there at the back post, but he's wrestling with Gabriel. And Gabriel rolling the defender, but not well enough in the end. He's having his shirt tugged. Centre-back v centre-back. Actually had a good goal-scoring record from his position last season. Well, Trossard going off here, and Nketiah, who was rested from the start for the first time since the World Cup, places the man who thought he'd open the scoring initially in this game.
Yeah, and I think Trossard did enough in that false number 9, if that's what you want to call it, that role, to suggest he could do it again. It's an option for Arteta.
Well, a chance here for Eddie Nketiah to impress the watching England manager Gareth Southgate. Uncapped Nketiah by England, but as a record breaker at under 21 levels, nobody scored more goals at under 21 level for England than Eddie Nketiah. Got a special award for that actually a month or so ago. Has been courted by Ghana as well.
He was so close to scoring last week at Villa. Snatched at a couple of chances against Manchester City. But I think he's done really well since coming into the team.
Yeah, very well indeed when you consider the long-term absence of Gabriel Jesus, who is back in training. They'll be very careful with him. 2 Europa League ties against Sporting start of March. Here's Ødegaard. Options left and right for Odegaard, who for once got his feet mixed up. That doesn't happen very often. And Barnes, who has found himself in some good positions in this game. Goalkeeper to goalkeeper. Suter. There's Tielemans. It's a lovely ball from Tielemans. And a rare chance for Castagna to get forward. Even though Arsenal have dominated the game, Leicester still very much in it with a narrow lead that Arsenal have. Tielemans. Disguised pass, but Zinchenko saw it. Referee happy to play an advantage here for Leicester. Dewsbury, it's not far away. He felt there was a touch on it on the way.
Well, it's an effort on goal. And a decent one too. Start for the Foxes. I mean, I know they've scored a few goals lately, Leicester, but there is an area of their team that they've got to look at, with Vardy easing out of the picture. Neither Iheanacho really or Daka long term have looked like being the answer.
But it has taken till the 72nd minute for Leicester to have their first effort on goal. On target, just on goal, full stop. Tielemans loses it to Xhaka. Jorginho, and he loses it as well. Both sides have been guilty of that in this second half in particular. Brilliant touch from Nketiah. The game feeling more open than it has been up to now. And that is understandable indeed, as Leicester look to get themselves level. Pratt just keeping that in play. And he got the cross wrong in the end. And that's going to run out for a goal kick. Well, this franticness maybe won't suit Arsenal, you would fancy, in their manager.
No, the match just in an unpredictable stage, really. I mean, it's not as if Leicester have been peppering Arsenal's goal, but I've seen too much football to know that his team aren't home and dry yet.
Arteta not happy with his goalkeeper. And Jorginho. Now, Leicester didn't feel that there was a foul there, but I think Dewsbury Hall caught the head of Jorginho. Might have given him a bit of whiplash there. And he's still down, Jorginho. Arsenal do, of course, have the option of Thomas Partey on the bench. Jorginho brought in essentially to be the man to cover Partey if he got injured, and he did get injured, Partey, but he is available again.
Yeah, Jorginho's experience and ability make Partey's absence that little less damaging.
And you feel he won't want to bring him on unless he really, really has to. Here's Gabriel. Clip ball in towards Nketiah, who did find Zinchenko, but Arsenal being put under more pressure in possession than they have done in this match up to now. Barnes, who loves those 1-2s but couldn't get it back from Dewsbury Hall. Saka can't get on the ball in this second half, it feels. Tielemans starting to pick his passes. But even though Leicester are trailing, they won't mind too much the sort of way this game is flowing at the moment. Arsenal, who do like to have an element of control in their games, don't have it right now, except with their advantage on the scoreboard. Christensen. Barnes. White can't get to that. Here's Dewsbury Hall.
Well, it's always going to be a tough ask, especially without James Maddison, to get something from this game for Leicester. There's still a chance for them.
Feels like they're enjoying more of the ball now than they did before. Suter. Can they find Jamie Vardy? The answer has been no so far since he came on. Saliba. And Ramsdale. And here comes Vardy on the press. Goal kick. Well, Leicester are going to make a double change with Soumare and Patson Daka to come on. So Pratt going off. So an extra striker on here for Leicester. Will he just operate through the middle? Or are they going to change formation here? It looks like they might do. Two up front for Leicester. And Soumare just straight swapping that midfield for Ndidi.
Yeah, had to be done.
Out on by Saka. Ward's got that one a little bit wrong, but it stayed in play here. Saka and Suter. Good composure in the end from the centre-back. Daka. Here's Dewsbury Hall. Now then, is Barnes onside? No.
There's a mile off.
But these will feel like tense times for Mikel Arteta and the Arsenal support. Manchester City found themselves in this sort of position last week against Nottingham Forest, and ultimately not that far from here, it must be said, the hosts found an equaliser.
Yeah, that was a day on which City missed loads of chances, didn't they? That's not been the case for Arsenal here. It's been quite difficult carving out opportunities.
Here's Nketiah. Shown an ability to hold the ball up for Arsenal this season, not just a finisher.
Yeah, without question, his overall game has got better, more rounded footballing now.
Ben White's a pretty rounded footballer as well. Played as centre half for so much of last season. Firmly the first choice right back this one. Martinelli. White. This time last week, Arsenal were pressing for a winner. Now they're defending their lead, and Jorginho felt that in the chest from Vardy.
Yeah. And it's right on the touchline. Vardy saw an opportunity to get a contact on the ball and maybe follow through. I think maybe the fact that Jorginho's falling to the floor as well when Vardy piles in. That's what does a bit more damage to him. The Arsenal players liking that challenge. I feel there's a bit of malice in there.
It has been checked. And Jorginho usually gets back up to his feet after the rough treatment from Jamie Vardy. Barnes helping that on. Likewise Dewsbury Hall. Saliba. Good mix up in defence there from Leicester, but get away with it. And Tielemans. Arsenal are getting Thomas Partey ready. Leicester coming forward. Dewsbury Hall taking his time to pick the option, and it was an ambitious pass actually to Castagna.
Yeah, we could see what he was doing. We needed to hit it with pace, and here he comes. Try and steady the ship. See the team through to 3 points.
Well, you fancy he'll come on for Jorginho here. He's gone down. He's taken some knocks actually in the last 10 minutes. Especially to his head as well. And maybe this is why Arsenal are making this change. Well, I think it was initially going to be Martin Ødegaard who was going to come off here for Arsenal, but they're going to have to rethink that, that's for sure. Because Jorginho, not in a good way, and he actually went down when the ball had gone out of play. And he hasn't gone up since then. It's 2 knocks for him, but right now with about 10 minutes to go, you'd fancy a bit more. Gabriel Martinelli's goal, the difference.
Yep, might well be 1-0 to the Arsenal today. They take that, and he took that well, didn't he, Martinelli? Cool, calm finish. Really good. Just on the stretch.
Into the far corner, which was done so many times by Thierry Henry in the past. Now, Jorginho, they're going to check on him now. Let's see who comes off here for Arsenal, though, because I think they have had to have a rethink. So I think Jorginho looks like he wants to come on here. It's a bit of confusion. Arsenal might have to play on without him, but he's back on. He was making sure everybody was in position. Leicester pushing. That'll be a throw into Arsenal. Now will we see Thomas Partey? And it is Ødegaard to come off, so that is no doubt protection from Arsenal.
Yeah, that was the ideal substitution, wasn't it? Having a defensive midfielder come on to replace a creative player, try and see them through.
So will he sit beside Jorginho? In front of him at the moment. Let's see how things play out. It's closing 10 minutes. Saka does well to get that to Nketiah. White joining the attack. Christensen applying the pressure. And White down the line. Now Nketiah will keep this alive, but from an offside position. Isn't football amazing, really, in these sort of situations? Arsenal dominated so much of this game, and for about 10 minutes after they scored, but since then, Leicester have seen more of the ball. They haven't created too much in that time, and Arsenal very much now in game management mode. See this win through to the end. Here's Fass.
Given the team that Brendan Rodgers was able to pick, they've done really well actually to stay in this match. He wouldn't have come into it with a whole lot of optimism. They've shown some resilience, the Foxes.
Yeah, 5th change as Castagna goes off for Ricardo Pereira. So many around these parts pleased that he's been able to return to action. Just like a fair few Leicester players really affected by injury. Missing James Justin in the fullback area as well. Had to invest in that department, and Christensen's done pretty well defensively today.
He has, looks a good signing. Champions League experience.
And then Tielemans hiding above Xhaka. I'd say the last 20 minutes or so have been pretty physical indeed between these two sides. Tielemans hurting himself as he fell to ground.
Honest attempt to go for the ball by both players. And if Tielemans be wearing red and white next season, he's been strongly linked.
Well, I hope he gets to his feet here, Leicester, because they have used their 5 substitutions. He's not moving too well.
One of those where he lands awkwardly, over on that ankle.
And even with 5 substitutions, he's just made 5 substitutions, Brendan Rodgers. I hope that Tielemans can still carry on here. Zinchenko, Leicester pushed up there. Here's Xhaka, who was caught again for the first time in this second half. Arsenal have only made 2 changes themselves.
Well, they'll be hoping none of these injuries are serious. Just come down on his foot there, but it's an opportunity to disrupt the rhythm of Leicester. Any kind of fight back, break in play, take your time.
Tielemans not in a good way here at all.
He looked about on it. You go over on your ankle to that extent, it's hard to carry on.
And as is always the way in these sort of cases, or often the way, the man who makes the challenge, he was penalised for the foul, but he's come off the worst in that situation. And the Belgian midfielder who came on this second half and was actually picking his passes pretty well, is he going to have to go off here? And are Leicester going to have to finish this game with 10?
I winced at the time because I've done it so often myself. It really does hurt. He's trying to give it a go.
Is it worth the risk? That's always the question. Not much time left in this game. Leicester fighting for points in the Premier League. Make sure they stay in it. So Arsenal with a goal advantage and a man advantage for now, although Tielemans is back on. In goes Gabriel. Tielemans hoping to run that injury off. It came only 30 seconds after Leicester had made their 5th substitution. Arsenal not fully settled though. Still a chance here for the Foxes to strike late.
Well, they've had to strap out there, Arsenal. It would be a hard-earned 3 points.
Martinelli. Now Saka. Martinelli was caught late there. He's got back to his feet, which the Leicester fans appreciated. Saka. Jorginho. And it's clear to see that Arsenal are just keen on passing this game away if they can to conclusion. We're in the 90th minute. We've had a fair few substitutions in this second half, so you'd fancy we're going to get a sizable amount of added time here. And then Saka can't win the corner. And then Vardy was looking to move and shift, but the ball never reached Dewsbury Hall. So you await the board. 5. Well, I wonder who will be happy with that. Here's Nketiah. Runs to the corner. That's a goal kick.
Gives Leicester a squeak of a chance and get the ball forward.
Ward looking to get on with it. Arsenal caught in two minds about the press. Gabriel. Strong defence from him. Here's Partey. Has the ball pinched off him. And a chance here for Leicester. Dewsbury Hall shields it and gets away from Jorginho. And time to get the cross in. Arsenal scrambling a bit there. Here's Suter. Samare. He'll look for Dewsbury Hall. That's not a good pass. Saka can't keep it in play. And then kicks it away. He's going to pick up a yellow card. Is he here, Saka? The referee did go to his pocket. And thought twice there, Craig Pawson. Christensen. Vardy beaten to it by Saliba. Sumare. Here's Suter. Feel another big 4 minutes in the title race. And maybe a big 4 minutes here for Leicester. Vardy did very well indeed. Here's Barnes. And then the put in from Saka. But Leicester want to get on with it. Oh, hold on a minute, Arsenal going to make a change just to slow things up. Tomiyasu is going to come on. Zinchenko off. It's been a special afternoon for him, really, as Arsenal captain.
Yeah, proud one. Played really well. It looks like being in charge of a winning team out here. Leicester just haven't had enough, so far at least, to trouble that Arsenal defence. Got to find a way past that going forward. Defensively, they've been really good.
Well, Arteta often makes these changes in his back line, and he's defending a narrow lead late on. It's usually Rob Holding, actually. Now, Arsenal feel that was their throw. Christensen, and then Nketiah, and Arsenal can emerge here. Partey chasing after this, and Suter caught in two minds. Can Arsenal finish this game off here? And Suter in the way. It's a corner, and Arsenal will not be in a rush to take it.
Yeah, Suter, Wout Fass, his partner, have been solid today. Settled in quickly to life at Leicester.
Well, Leicester did bring everybody back for this corner, but they've realised that Arsenal are only committing two players in the penalty area. Not taking any chances, the Gunners, as they look to see this one out. Partey, bit of a loose pass inside and enables Leicester to clear and maybe get up the pitch. It was a handball from Barnes. And some Leicester supporters leaving already. They don't believe in their side here. Arsenal taking that too quickly for the referee, would you believe? This point in the game. Jorginho can't find Saka. Christensen. They've had quite the tussle today. Xhaka, that's awkward for Saliba, who doesn't take a chance. Now will Leicester take a chance here? This might be their last attack of the game. We'll see. Saka caught that clearance well, and Nketiah battling with Fass, who does very well. Sumare, Tielemans, out it goes to Pereira. Leicester have to get it in the penalty area. We played the 5 minutes. Suter clips it in the box. That's cleared away by White. A look towards the referee, but on we go. And that might be it for Leicester as Partey goes long and chased by Nketiah, and Fass is stretching, and he stretched very well. Another look at the watch from Craig Pawson. Arsenal's advantage misses again. A narrow victory in a game they dominated for the most part. Leicester coming up short in an attacking sense. Arsenal doing just enough in the end. Gabriel Martinelli with an